All right, y'all, this will probably be the last talk about arcs. We covered quite a bit, but I'll keep it concise. This will be a little bit of an overview, and I'll touch on a few things that I may have missed before. So I hope y'all having a beautiful day. Let's get right into it. So right now, since that a lot of us are in situations that we're trying to transcend, that we're working on getting ourselves out of, right? Or just transcending, right? We may not be in the worst of situations, but some of us are really determined to make that jump and get ourselves to the next stage of ourselves, get ourselves to our next level, right? I'm included. I'm literally one of them. So I hope the things that I've been able to share today, I hope the things that I share today help y'all. I'm just taking the things that's helped me along the way, and I'm just trying to share it. So, take it or leave it, but it is what it is. So on these arcs that we're going on, know what kind of target you're hitting, know if your target's close, know if your target's far, know how much effort and energy you need to put into getting to that target, know how much focus you need to have on that goal, know how many things you got to get out of your way between you and that target. If your target's close, cool. Sometimes it's good to have close targets and boom, boom, boom. But you may not make that much progress. You may not be able to move as far if your targets are close and if you got easy targets all the time, right? And if your targets are too far, maybe it might be a little too ambitious where it might take too much effort and energy to even get yourself to hit that target, and you may miss it, which is fine. But of course you'll learn and you might get better at it. But it's good to have a balance of both. You know what I'm saying? Have some targets that are closer for you to hit and have some targets that are far if you need them. You know what I'm saying? If you have the vision to see that far out there. But also pay attention to how much effort you're putting into things, because a lot of anger stems, well, not a lot, anger stems from confusion, right? So a lot of people get frustrated just because they're confused about something. If you pay attention to when people get mad, it's usually for a split second, it's because of something that they don't understand, or something they're like, what? What'd you say? Or like, why did you do that? Or wait, hold on, what's going on? People will get mad because it's just a simple misunderstanding, and that's all it is. But we'll kind of stay in those emotions and stuff and kind of ride that wave a little longer. But if you understand that anger stems from confusion, then it'll help you out a lot with knowing how to navigate yourself and knowing how not to get frustrated with the process sometimes. Because sometimes it's just about rerouting yourself, as opposed to being like, oh wait, what's going on? Why isn't it working? Getting upset that something's not working, rather than taking the time to figure out what's not working and fixing it. So with ourselves, we might get frustrated with ourselves. We might get angry at ourselves. But man, we should have done this already, or we should have been here already, or da. When it's really just a situation of just adjustment, making some simple adjustments to what's going on. So 2024 has been a great year for this kind of energy of transcending oneself and of, being able to perceive yourself in a new way, being able to understand that there's more to you than what you've been doing in your life, and learning how to bridge that gap between where you are and where you're trying to be, that transcending, right? So, first of all, you gotta have a little imagination. Take time. Well, first of all, actually, before we go there, let's work on shadow work. First, it takes shadow work. You gotta take a moment, not a moment, you need to take a damn day. It took me a fucking whole day where I had to step back. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I literally took a whole itinerary and inventory of my whole daily routine. I stepped back, I looked at everything, I'm like, I can clean this shit. I can move this out the way. This, and even some things that are already like clean and fixed, I just needed to move my energy and rearrange it in a way to where I feel like, man, I need to feel like this is new again. Cause like I'm starting to get to a spot where the thing is that my environment it's gotta feel a certain kind of way. Because like my mind, I've always been a smart person, but I've never really leaned into it all the way. And I feel myself getting to a spot where I'm like, you know what? I am a fucking millionaire. I am somebody who's smarter than a lot of people. I see a lot of people out here that are successful, and it's amazing. Shout out to everybody who's finding success in all the ways that they can. But I'm just like, yo, if they can do it, I know I can. I know I can. I'm way too talented, and I have too many things going on for me. And sometimes just my environment, that root chakra, is the main thing. Sometimes for me to just feel like, all right, I'm moving forward, right? So it's hard to feel like you're moving forward if your environment still feels the same. If you still feel like, you know what, this is cool, it works, it's functional, but I'm not inspired in this space. It doesn't feel like my future self. It feels like my current self or my past self. So, maybe first take a moment, take a day to rearrange things. If you want things to just feel clean and neat and orderly for you to feel good, sometimes when you get into your workspace, sometimes it just feeling completely new and completely reorganized, even if it's rearranged, just for the sake of it being rearranged, will inspire you and will give you the feeling that you're moving forward. So it's good to have that. Sometimes it's good as a base, just to uproot and reroute. Sometimes you got to go in the garden and pull out the weeds. Like, you know what? This doesn't need to be here. Let me get this out of here, bro. I'm tired of this shit. Like, let's go. Boom. I'm taking that out. Okay. I'm taking that out. I'm moving that. I'm throwing that away. Boom. Get everything out. Just get stuff out that you don't need in the future. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good to travel light. And if anything, have less on you so that you can amass more in the direction that you're going to, rather than carrying all this luggage from your past and trying to carry it with you into the future. Sometimes you just got to cut that shit off and be like, all right, cool. That's that whole like new phone number energy that we kind of have to have with ourselves in our lives sometimes. Just like shedding that snake skin. I'm not saying get a new phone number, but I'm saying that same energy that you would have to have if you got a new phone number and nobody else knew your number, being able to have that kind of energy again, a little bit of kind of letting go of that baggage and being okay with just situations feeling new, being okay with, hey, who this? This is new me. Who this? You know what I mean? Sometimes it's good for people to have to kind of re-meet you again. You know what I mean? With who you're supposed to be. Because sometimes we'll get this whole snowball effect of all the stuff that a mix of who we are and then who others want us to be, and we'll get caught up in this space. And a lot of us are now at a point in our life where we are the masters of our universe. You know what I mean? We are the ones that are driving the ship. Although there's a lot, we got the divine feminine and divine masculine and God all working together in different ways, and we have to, obviously learn how these things move. But we are the ones that are, driving the ship. Just like I said before, it's like, you're the one that's setting that target. So have some of that energy, have some of that uprooting energy, that new phone energy a little bit, you know what I mean? So you can start to clear the space for that new self to start to come in. Even if you're not ready today, it's not going to happen in one day where, okay, all of my habits are changed, all of my stuff has changed, and it starts today. If that's you, hey, you have a special power. And, it's good to be able to have that ego death and jump right into the next version of yourself. But for most of us, it's a gradual thing, right? So set that environment. Even if your environment has to be in disarray at first, if you know where it's going to look, if you know how it's going to look afterwards, sometimes you got to go through that ugly teenage phase of transitioning. So one, do that root work. Look at everything that's going on. And take out the things that are unnecessary. Take out the things that you don't need. Take out the things that are just taking up space. And shout out to all the sentimental value of things, but sometimes you don't need that. Sometimes there's new things that you got to create sentimental value for. Some things, there's new things you got to find. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying to throw away all of your most precious things, but also just have that energy of being okay with opening up the future to give you those new experiences again. So with that in mind, that root work, what I did, part of what I did, it's not all of what I did. I literally just stepped into my room. I was in my room, obviously. But I went into the closet. I like the closet, so I don't care what anybody says. I like doing my shadow work in my closet. But I had the closet door open, right? So I'm just standing in the closet looking out in the room, right? And I'm envisioning myself going through my motion. I'm envisioning myself at my desk. I'm envisioning myself getting out of bed. I'm envisioning myself going through my routine, right? And I'm like, you know what? Who is this guy? Who is this guy here? And what can he do? How can he improve? How can I take this guy that's doing all this stuff and how can I upgrade him? How can I take him to the next level? Because I know that I'm ready to go to the next level. But what about my environment and what about my routine? Still feels dated. Still feels like, you know what? This is me, but I'm still not my ultimate self, right? And you kind of have to take that inventory and start to readjust, right? And if you can get to this basic part of looking at yourself and taking a hard look at yourself, it's good to look at yourself in loving ways, but sometimes it's really good to take hard looks. And the harder of a look that you can make, you know, the more drastic of a change you can make, or that you might pick up on things that otherwise you would have missed. So this is a good season right now to do that, to take a look. You know, right now there's like, what, 4 more months left in the year? September, October, November, December, yeah. It's like 3.5, really. These months go by fast as fuck. So the next year is coming up. A lot of people want to do their New Year's resolutions on January 1st. I say right now is the best time to do it. Right now, getting yourself set up and preparing yourself for 2025, you'll be ahead of the game right now if you can already start to get your environment and your setup to be like you want at 2025. A lot of us, we look at the world in convenience and we want things now. We want things to be, we want to see that change. We want that phone call. We want the opportunity to show up right now. And sometimes it works like that, but for the stuff that we can do ourselves, it takes time. You can only do so much in a day. Time goes by so fucking fast. Even after I shoot this video, I'll upload it. Before I know it, it's like 8 o'clock and I only got so many hours in a day and I already got stuff that I got to do the next day in the morning. So it's just like, all right, well, not really any time to kind of, you know, sit down and focus on myself. But hey, some days you get that opportunity, and some days it's just good to take a reset and look at your life as a game. You know, I like to play games, but sometimes when I take a step back at myself and I look at my life as a game, I'm like, yo, this is the actual game. This is the RPG. I got so many characters that I meet. I gain new skill sets. I get new experience points. I open up new parts of the city like it's GTA. And I have new players that I have to connect with, new contacts, stuff that I have to keep up with for certain periods of time. And I get new missions, and I get sub-quests and sub-missions. But, you know, I'm looking at all the games that I play like mini games. You know, these are essentially, all these video games are just mini games compared to the real life. So just be careful, you know, don't get too caught up in the mini game. Or don't get too caught up in one contact and one person or whatever. You got to focus on yourself. You got to level up yourself. You know what I mean? Obviously, we all, you know, people out here have families and people out here have jobs and other responsibilities. But there's things that you can do in the meantime and in between, and with these interactions. You know, you have to be able to lead with your heart, walk with your heart. You know what I'm saying? Your heart is the driving this whole thing, and the closer that you get to yourself, your true self, the self that's wanting to self-actualize, that's wanting to transcend where you are, that's all your heart. That energy that you're in when you're looking at yourself like, man, I would be so much happier if I got to this spot. I would be so much happier, and my family would be so much happier, like my situation would be so much better. That's your heart. All that energy is coming from your heart. Your heart is wanting that change. Your heart is wanting everything to be happy. You're wanting that joy for yourself. So understand that. Be patient with yourself. You know what I mean? But also you have to make it fun for yourself. You have to make the process fun. You have to, you know, look at it like a target. Look at it like a target that you're trying to hit, you know? But also don't just do something basic and ordinary. Think about who you are. Think about how you are. Your ancestors did all the work to get you here. Now we're in one of the most convenient and comfortable timelines in history ever. You know what I mean? Like, we literally have all the information that we need. We have access to anything that we want to order online. We have access to so much stuff. We have a working currency system, you know, as of right now. And you can really build and create anything that you would like for yourself. But all it does is take a little time to sit back and look at it and take an inventory of what you got going on and what you're trying to do. And just work towards that next thing. Completely reorient yourself. Respecialize, right? Respeculate yourself. And let go of all the attachments. Let go as many attachments as you can of things that you don't really need and that don't need you. You know what I'm saying? And apply the energy to somewhere else, because we'll spend all this time working for other people. We'll spend all this time being at the beckoning call of all these other people. And lo and behold, you know, they don't give two damns about you. They don't give two damns about your time. They don't give two damns about what you got going on, anything else besides what you can do for them. And you also have to just be like that sometimes. You know what I mean? You have to be like, you know what? All right, cool. You got this, and I'm going to handle myself. You know what I mean? Obviously, at certain jobs or certain responsibilities that you can't detach from, But at the very least, if you're going to spend that much energy for somebody else, you have to at least be able to commit and spend at least half of that energy and effort towards yourself. There's times where I would come home working double shifts at a restaurant doing dishes, and I'd come home and there'd be just a few dishes. There'd be dishes definitely in the sink, but I wouldn't even want to do the dishes because I've been doing dishes all day. And by the time I got off of work, I've done hundreds and hundreds of dishes and then pots, all the types of shit. But then I'll go home and I'll have like 30 dishes in the sink and I won't even do them because I'm like, all right, I've done dishes all day. But if you think about it, you're like, okay, well, I've done dishes all day for other people, but I can't even do dishes at home for myself. But I'll do literally like 20 or 30 times as many dishes in heat without even being able to get water, without being able to rest, without being able to take a break of anything or look at anything on my phone. But I won't spend 5 to 10 minutes to knock out what I can here at home. So you have to kind of take that energy because like we are capable of doing so much. We are capable of being the super mind and the super worker and everything. But you also have to be able to take that time and energy and apply it to yourself, apply it to your life situation, you know. But, you know, take your time with it. It's not going to all happen in 1 week. It's not all going to happen in 2 weeks. And if it doesn't, be patient with yourself. But just know after that second week, you're already halfway through the month. So, you know, 2 Mondays go by and it's already halfway of the month, you know. So take time into accountability. And it's one of the most precious things that we have. It's one of our most valuable commodities besides money. Even if you don't have that much money, even if you're somebody without a lot of money, you have time. Time is your greatest asset right now. So it's like, okay, well, how can you spend your time? What can you do to get the most out of your time and make your time the most valuable that it can be, right? Because if you have time and you don't have money, you should make sure your time is at least worth a lot of money with what you're doing with it, right? So, I mean, that's it for the most part of what I was going to say today. Just know that when you're on these trajectories and you're on these arcs, use these arcs. It's not going to be a straight line. But just know that the more time that you spend on these weeks that you're not doing it and you're kind of curving around it, yeah, you're still going in the right direction, but it's kind of like you're kind of curving around it rather than just going straight to the tree. You're kind of going to it like this, and then you're kind of getting around to it, which is totally fine. But, you know, you don't want to beat around the bush too much. Sometimes it's better to get that arc tighter and get more straight to the point, right? As opposed to, you know, a lot of us, you know, myself included, I'll put a target out there and I'll look at the target and I'll get caught up at looking at the target and being on the journey, right? It's not all just about the journey. It is, you know, it is a lot about the journey. That's how you have fun with it. But it's about knocking those marks out and getting to the next thing and constantly moving forward, right? So it's never going to be easy, you know, especially the more ambitious of a arc that you're trying to go on. But just know that you can go anywhere. you can be anywhere. You just set it out there. Cast that reel farther and farther. See what comes back. You know what I mean? But you are able to do it. You are able to position yourself, and you can be anywhere you want in 2 to 3 years. I heard an amazing quote that said, "Where you are right now is the result of what you did 2 to 3 years ago." So, just like we said, we're setting ourselves out towards January 1st for bigger arcs. Set yourself out to 2027, 2026, 2028, especially if you want to do something big, and you will make it happen if you stay with yourself and you know how to listen to the divine feminine in the in-between and kind of know how the subtle energies want you to move. You'll make it. You'll definitely make it. But we get in ourselves. We're literally the only things that are stopping us. We're the only things that are in our way. We're the only things that can contribute to the same patterns that we've been on before. We're literally the main character, but sometimes we'll be in our head and we'll be in our emotions, and I'm literally right there with you. But it does take some moments where you kind of step back from yourself, kind of like what was it, Dr. Strange or something, when he hit somebody and they go in the chest and they kind of come out of their body. You have to kind of like look at yourself from that kind of like that state, that kind of ghost state, and be like, okay, well, what am I doing? How is he moving? Is he doing a lot with his energy? Is he just stationary? Is he making it happen? Is he good to people? Like, you know, whatever you got to figure out. But also just be able to know that whatever you're looking at, be able to take that inventory and know that you have so much time, you have so much energy, and you have so much ability to achieve anything that you'd like. Even if you don't have that much time, being able to uproot yourself, being able to uproot situations, that whole new phone energy will show you how much time you have. If anything, will open up your schedule and allow you to see, oh yeah, I do have time here. This is something I can actually consolidate. Oh, this is a way for me to make this work easier with everything I got going on. Just like when you're cleaning up and you move some stuff around. Oh, wow, I forgot. I was looking for that. That's just been lost for months. Oh, I found it. Okay, cool. Oh, damn, what is this? This needs to get thrown out. Ew. Boom. Knock that out. But at least making those steps will get you one step closer towards like where you're trying to be, and getting rid of all that energy that we're holding on to, all that baggage, all that emotional baggage, all that side of our ego that we get caught up on, and is like, oh yeah, they're gonna look at me weird if I'm too new, you know, or like, you know, it's not on brand or whatever. You gotta let that shit go. You gotta let that shit go. Become the now, become the future, look into the future and work towards that instead of just being so attached to who you were in the past, man. Fuck these people, man. Fuck these people that are trying to hold you down. Fuck these people that are limiting your thoughts and your beliefs on yourself and telling you that you can only do so much, or telling you you're this old, or telling you you should be here right now, or you should be that. Fuck these people, man. Seriously, fuck all these people that are saying that shit to you. They don't know you. They're not you. Listen to God. God reminds me every single day how awesome I am, how powerful I am, how much I'm actually influencing people, how much I'm helping people out in ways that I don't even know. People are having conversations about me I have no idea about. And then when I hear it, I'm like, oh, wow, that is cool. At the same time, I'm getting met with other energy that's limiting beliefs. People that are too afraid to be who they want to be. So they want to cage you up because they think they're looking at the edge like, oh, okay, you can't walk over there when it's just a glass floor. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna just walk over here. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta listen to everybody. Listen to yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your inner self. You know where you're gonna go. You know where you're trying to do. You know what you gotta do. So uproot yourself and give yourself the best opportunity as possible. Get yourself out of where you are so you can get to where you're going, because life will pick up and it'll be so much funner. Let go of this shit. Let go of all these, and keep your contacts, whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But that's figuratively. Delete all that shit. Get a new phone. This is figuratively. I'm not saying actually get a new phone. But get a new phone, delete that shit, and whoever reaches out to you, that's who gets your number. The people that reach out to you, you don't got to always, carry the same luggage and carry the same baggage. Sometimes you just got to be like, you know what? Just like these birds out here, just like these animals, it's a new day. Hey, catch me if you can. Because I got only so much time on this planet, and I got some shit that I want to do. I got things that I want to do. Fuck trying to appease everybody. Fuck trying to make everybody else happy. Fuck everybody trying to look at you or take something away from you. Fuck that. And I don't even say fuck, but like you gotta approach it with that same energy, because you know that these people literally are just talking to you in the moment, or just saying whatever they want to say, and then carrying on with their day. And sometimes you gotta have that energy. You got ancestors out here protecting. You got ancestors out here that are tougher than you in the spiritual world, because they know how quick people get caught up, and they know how short life is, because they came here and they lived and they died already. They fucking already died already, so they can't do this shit anymore. They're living through us. They're already gone. They're over here trying to like, man, like, damn it. Like, that's another year gone by. He over here getting caught up with somebody, getting caught up with this girl, getting caught up with this guy, getting caught up with some job. And behind the scenes, you don't even hear these people talking about you. You don't even hear these people laughing about you. These people over here making jokes about you, talking on your name, belittling you. And you're somebody who shows up every day. You're somebody who shows up with a great attitude and who can do the job better than they can. And they're dependent on you. But these are still the same people that are talking down upon you, making you feel shitty about yourself, making you feel like there's something more that you got to figure out. Yeah, there's something more you can figure out, but it's for yourself. Use the energy for yourself. Pay attention to how these energies move. Pay attention to how people want your attention. Pay attention to all this stuff, because all this stuff is just going to add drag to your arc. It's just going to drag you down. It's going to hit you. It's going to make you miss the mark for the stuff that you're trying to get to, because they don't see the target that you're setting for yourself. They don't see it. And if you try to communicate what you got going on for yourself, they're going to take away from it. They're going to try to step away from it. They're going to go, oh, wait, could you still hit it if I move it over here? Oh, wait, if you're going to hit that target, can you hit this target for me first? Oh, you got a target? Oh, let me get one too. Can I take a shot at it? I think I can do that. Come on. Stop. Oh, yeah. You're talking about targets? Yeah, I got a target right here. Can you move real quick? I got to shoot mine real quick. Come on. Oh, can you help me with my bow real quick? Because it's not shooting like it could before. Oh, okay. Yeah, you kind of got your target's kind of small. You think you can really hit that? Come on. You gotta. There's all these kind of energies and spirits and all this stuff out here to keep you from your higher self. And I'm sorry for this message being so long. Watching the parts if you have to, but more kind of came out of it because I just want us to succeed. I want us to also have that energy and being a little bit more mama bear too with our soul's journey and the time that we have here, because it's so precious. It's so damn precious. Even the stuff that I share with y'all, man, I wish I knew this stuff when I was younger. But it's all good, you know. But if I knew it when I was younger, I would have definitely avoided or placed myself in more situations where I wouldn't have ended up, you know, on the back end. But at the same time, it's all meant to be. It's all meant to be. But I did have to become the mentor that I wish I had. I always wish I had a mentor. I really, like when I was younger, I really wish, even now, I really wished I had a mentor. I never really had a true mentor. I could say I had maybe one friend that was like a mentor, but he still had his own issues. And he still had his own like anger issues and stuff that he was getting over. So it wasn't like a real mentor. But I did have somebody who believed in me at a younger age. But, you know, I never really got that mentor. I never really had somebody that was that for me. Some people could claim that they're my mentor, but no, no, they weren't. They weren't. You know, but it's all good. I just know that I have to be the thing that I lacked at times. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I shouldn't feel any sort of way about that. And I hope you get something out of this too. And I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend, and you're able to achieve everything and then work towards your progress. Just know it's no straight lines. It's never going to happen immediately. Like they said, there's no overnight success. Work on it. Take some time. Do that shadow work with yourself. Uproot some shit so you can kind of have a lighter load. Even if you don't know exactly where you're going to go yet or how you're going to go about it, lighten your load. Get shit out of here. Get ready for 2025. And make sure you set yourself up to where you can have the most expansive year ever. Because you aren't being held down by so many things. Because when you're co-creating with the universe and the universe needs you to do this or do that or be here, you're able to do this, do that, and be there. Because now that energy is gonna, you know how it is. If you make room for energy, there's gonna be something there that's gonna try to come and fill it. So make room for more energy. Make room for more energy. And I promise you there will be things that come along and are trying to take that space. But you also have to know in that garden that you're building now, the things that you want and the things that you don't want there. So good luck, have fun, stay inspired, and, you know, be bold, but, you know, also protect yourself out here. And yeah, keep loving, obviously, keep loving. And yeah, follow your heart, listen to your heart. Truly. It's the thing that will keep you young, and it's the thing that will keep you happy no matter what your environment is. If you're in tune with your heart, you'll just be in a state of joy. Even if you're not fully there yet, you'll be in a joy because you know that you're going there. You know you're working towards there, and you know you're that much closer. And you can feel the change happening. So that's it. No more talking for me. I'm gonna shut up. Have a beautiful day, and love y'all. Take care. Whoever you are, wherever you are, however you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. Peace.